The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea reports that another resupply mission in BRP Sierra Madre in the West Philippine Sea was successfully conducted. The BRP Sierra Madre hosts a small contingent of military personnel and is situated in a Ayungin shoal in the West Philippine Sea. NDFWPS confirms that the rotation and resupply mission conducted by the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine Coast Guard for the commissioned Philippine Navy vessel pushed through on Friday morning, but not without harassment, dangerous maneuvers, and aggressive conduct of Chinese Coast Guard vessels and Chinese maritime militia against Philippine ships. The task force says it strongly condemns the quote-unquote continued illegal, aggressive, and destabilizing conduct of the CCG and the Chinese militia. Just last month, Chinese Coast Guard vessels used water cannons against Philippine boats on a resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre, with only one boat successfully unloading their cargo. The subsequent resupply mission was successfully conducted on August 22, notwithstanding attempts from China to block, harass, and interfere with the mission. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese tells President Bongbong Marcos that Australia is backing the Philippines in the maritime dispute with China over the West Philippine Sea. The Australian head of state makes this position known during his visit to the palace on Friday.
We also have important security issues where we have common views about the need to uphold international law, and Australia's position on that will continue to be consistent as we have always been, including recently over issues relating to the South China Sea.
According to the Prime Minister, there is a collective responsibility for security in supporting the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS.
UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, that's very important. And Australia does support, as I said, at the East Asia Summit, the 2016 South China Sea Arbitral Award. That is final and it's binding, and it's important that be upheld going forward.
Meanwhile, Marcos and Albanese signed a new strategic partnership seen to boost ties between the two countries. Following a bilateral meeting in Malacanang, the two leaders signed a joint declaration on strategic partnership.
The agreements signed and witnessed today symbolize our joint determination to enhance our cooperation across various domains. From development to cultural exchanges, these agreements represent a tangible commitment to work together for the betterment of our two nations.
The Australian Prime Minister bears new projects and plans with the Philippines, including an agreement to formalize an annual Defence Ministers meeting.
Australia works closely with the Philippines to support peace and stability in conflict-affected Mindanao. And I'm pleased to announce today a new 5-year program to help further reduce violent conflict, reintegrate former combatants, and improve community development and livelihoods, particularly for women and those in vulnerable situations.
Albanese also announces that the Australian government will double the number of scholarship awards available to students from the Philippines. Additionally, a memorandum of understanding has been executed to allocate $4.4 million for joint research efforts aimed at assisting the Philippines in crafting its own national soil health strategy. An official document from the palace shows that the tenure of Department of Finance Undersecretary Magno has quote-unquote expired. Magno posted the document on her Facebook, adding that she received the paper Friday morning. Magno previously said that she was forced to resign but did not elaborate on why she was forced to step down from her post. The Office of the Executive Secretary, however, says Magno's appointment was quote-unquote terminated for allegedly not supporting the administration's program for nation building, with Magno's views on social media being cited as a contributing factor. The OES did not specify which social media posts it was referring to. However, days after the implementation of a price cap on rice, Magno shared a chart illustrating the concept of price ceilings on Facebook. The chart depicts how supply, demand, and commodity prices interact with one another. With her stint as DOF Undersecretary over, Magno said she will return to teaching at the University of the Philippines School of Economics. The Philippine government's debt stock reaches a new peak of 14.24 trillion pesos at the end of July. This as new domestic borrowings again exceeded payments made, according to the Bureau of Treasury. Debt by end of July is higher by 0.7% or an additional 96.44 billion pesos from 14.15 trillion pesos at end June. Of the total outstanding obligations, 69% or 9.81 trillion pesos is borrowed from domestic lenders, while 31% or 4.43 trillion pesos is owed to foreign lenders. September's electricity rate will see an increase of 50 centavos per kilowatt hour according to Meralco. The 50 centavo increase would bring the overall rate for a typical household to 11 pesos and 39 centavos per kilowatt hour in September, from 10 pesos and 89 centavos per kilowatt hour in August. Meralco says this translates to an increase of about 100 pesos in a total electricity bill of a customer consuming 200 kilowatt hours. Higher generation charges end the 3-month streak of declines in Meralco's power rates. This is due to higher costs from power supply agreements and independent power producers as fuel prices surged.
Next year na magaganap ang kasalang Bea Alonzo at Dominic Roque. Yan ang kinumpirma mismo ng award-winning actress sa kanyang recent YouTube vlog. Ayon kay Bea, ayaw na nila patagalin ang engagement, gayong sigurado na sila ni Dom sa isa't isa. Yun nga lang, feeling daw niya hindi matutupad ang pinag-usapan nilang dream wedding. Say ng actress, gusto sana nila ng intimate wedding, pero mukhang malabo na raw itong matupad dahil sa napakarami nilang mga kaibigan sa loob at labas ng showbiz. July 18 nang mag-propose si Dom kay Bea habang nasa pictorial ang aktres. Magugunita rin na pareho pang naiyak ang celebrity couple sa kanilang engagement. Ito po si Pauline Del Rosario at yan ang Bandera Chika natin for today.